What is happening, everyone? Welcome to the Week 3 recap show of Unsportsmanlike Conduct, where we're going to go through all the highlights of Week 3, which ended with we can call it a blowout of the Eagles by the Dallas Cowboys. I told you guys that there were two teams that usually let us down in these types of weeks and that I believed in, and both of them came through this weekend. The Raiders got the job done close, but they got the job done, and the Cowboys took care of the Eagles pretty handedly last night. So a lot to recap. A great Sunday night football game in San Francisco between the Packers. My Vikings got a win. A lot of good football, a lot of fun stuff. The Chiefs are struggling. We'll get into a lot of the headlines, but we got to take a look at the tape first and go through the highlights. Let's do that, and then we'll recap it and close the door on Week 3 of the NFL season. All right, we start with last night's Monday Night Football game, which got started with the Cowboys driving down and getting a touchdown going up first, but then the Eagles defense came through here and tied up the game at 7. All right, but Dak Prescott and the Cowboys would answer. Prescott to the tight end, touchdown. Cowboys go up 14-7. Later, Zeke pushing through the defense. Cowboys go up 20-7, and extra point incoming. Extra point coming up. Extra point is a shank. I am showing all the kickers that miss extra points because that should not happen. You guys know me. Pet peeve of mine. All right. Stephon Diggs' brother gets the pick 6 here, and the Cowboys just taking control. They were up 27-7. The Eagles added a touchdown, but the Cowboys were just too much. Dak scrambling, finds his receiver in the back of the end zone, and the Dallas Cowboys win this one 41-21. Big time win for Big D. All right, Buffalo, the offense started off the season looking kind of shaky, but has really picked it up lately. Buffalo takes control here early on Washington. They go up 7-0. Emmanuel Sanders gets the touchdown. Some people forget that the Bills got Emmanuel Sanders out there now to match up with Diggs and Beasley. All right, and here Josh Allen scrambles, finds his running back. Now the Bills at this point are up 21-0. Heineke, man, Taylor Heineke, trying to do anything he can to get the team going, and he finds Antonio Gibson on the screen, and he takes it all the way to the house, dives to the corner, gets in the pylon. All right, and then Washington coming back. The defense held serve there, and here goes Heineke again, scrambling. Is he going to do it? He dives, and he gets the touchdown. Washington pulls within a score, but after some field goals, Buffalo just too much. Back of the end zone, Josh Allen finds his man again. Emmanuel Sanders, Buffalo, 43-21 winners. All right, Indianapolis has started 0-2, and they're trying to prevent going 0-3 in Tennessee, but the Titans get on the board here first. They go up 7-0, but here come the Colts coming back the other way. I got to say, they're one of the more disappointing teams of this early season. A lot of people talked them up. Their defense was good and that they got Carson Wentz now and whatnot. But even though they hung it there in this game, the Titans just seem to have an answer every time the Colts would get close. Here, Indianapolis trying a long field goal. It is up and not good. All right, Titans 25, Colts 16. Colts are 0-3. All right, so Atlanta taking on the Giants. Yeah, two 0-2 teams. Giants went up first with 2 field goals. Falcons added a touchdown to go up, but down. Here come the Giants. Saquon gets the touchdown. Daniel Jones takes it in here for the 2-point conversion, and they're up 14-7. But late in the fourth, here come the Falcons. Matt Ryan, nice pass right there, ties up the game. We are tied at 14. And the Falcons would get the ball back after the defense stopped the Giants. Game-winning field goal is up. Game-winning field goal is good. Falcons 17, Giants 14. All right, Kansas City hosting the Chargers. And remember, the Chiefs just lost last week, so everyone pretty much thought the Chiefs would definitely win this one. The Chargers go up 6-0. Extra point is a miss. God, these kickers. All right, they got a touchdown later, go up 14-3 at that point, but then here comes Mahomes. Gets the touchdown there. Patrick Mahomes finds Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who gets in the end zone, and now Kansas City is back. They're rolling. They're in the lead. Everything looking good, right? But Justin Herbert showed a little something in this game. Gets the touchdown there, and the Chargers go up. But here come the Chiefs, bouncing right back. Touchdown, Kansas City. All right, so the Chiefs are up at this point for the second time in this game. It seems like they had control, but the Chargers tied it up. It's all right. Mahomes, minute 50 left. Too much time for Patrick Mahomes. Scrambles, looking for Kelsey, overthrows him, and it's picked. So the Chargers are in business, and the Chargers, instead of settling for a field goal, I loved it. They went hard. They went for it on 1st and goal. They could have just waited and gotten the field goal. But no, they get the touchdown. But then they shanked the extra point again. So now they're only up 6, and Mahomes has 30 seconds left. So the Chiefs could win it with a touchdown. So ended up having to settle for a Hail Mary, which fell short of the end zone anyway. And the Chargers go into Arrowhead Stadium and get the win 30-24. All right, Pittsburgh Steelers. My God, do they look awful. All right, they're hosting the Bengals. The Bengals coming off that loss in Chicago. And, yeah, maybe the Steelers were in it here in the second quarter. It was 7-7, but Big Ben just ain't got it no more. There might be a mid-season retirement coming from Big Ben because he just can't really move back there. He looks like a dying tree branch. And on the other hand, Joe Burrow looked good. Finds his man, Jamar Chase. He had 2 touchdowns in this game. And here's a little more of Big Ben. Just nothing. Bengals 24, Steelers 10. Steelers got to get their stuff together and maybe look for a new quarterback. All right, Baker Mayfield and the Browns hosting Justin Fields, who made his debut in the Chicago Bears. And the defense for the Bears looked good early. But so did the defense for the Browns, mainly because the offense for the Bears just looked so horrible. Fields gets rocked right there for a sack, and this was the story of the whole game. Here's another sack of Justin Fields. Either he just didn't really have time or just didn't know where to look. Whatever the reason, the Browns were all over him. Myles Garrett had 4.5 sacks this game, and Baker Mayfield did enough. I mean, there wasn't much he needed to do at this point. Put them up there 10-3. Another field goal was put up by the Bears, and then, Kareem Hunt to the house. The Browns were up 20-6, and a little more of the same on 4th and 10. The Browns with another sack of Justin Fields. They sacked him 9 times. 9 sacks for Cleveland. Chicago hosts the Lions next week. Hopefully a better result for them. All right, Ravens in Detroit. This line was Ravens favored by 8.5, which I thought was kind of high, but I did not expect this game to go this way. All right, I don't think anyone did. Baltimore was up 13-0. The Lions get a touchdown there, 13-7. They had another touchdown here, 16-14. And then Lamar Jackson, there's 5 minutes left. Control the ball, control the clock. Your defense solid. He throws a pick. So Detroit's in business. They could get a field goal and take the lead, and that's exactly what they do. They go up 17-16 with a minute left. Could this be the upset of the week? 4th and 19. Last stop right here. Get an incompletion, and the game is over. But Lamar with a beautiful pass keeps them in business. But the receiver didn't get out of bounds. So Justin Tucker, 66-yard field goal. Boom. It's good. It hits the goalpost, bounces up, and goes through. This is an NFL record, 66-yard field goal. All those kickers that are shanking extra points, shame. Shame on you. Justin Tucker is the man. Ravens escape. 19-17 winners. All right, New England hosting the New Orleans Saints, and the Saints came out firing. Alvin Kamara on 3rd and 7. Winston put it right where he needed to. Touchdown, New Orleans. Now, Winston, scramble drill, not so much. Just throws it up instead to the back of the end zone. Touchdown, and New Orleans is up 14-0. And then Mac Jones here off his receiver's hands into the Saints DB, Malcolm Jenkins. He takes it back with a pick 6. It was 21-3. And, New England tried to make it a game here, but Taysom Hill into the end zone. Touchdown. At this point, New Orleans is up 28-13. And Mac Jones just trying to make anything happen. Instead, he throws it to the Saints. Mac Jones, 3 picks in this game. And the Saints win 28-13 in Foxborough. Oh, man. And next week in Foxborough, the Bucs are coming through. We'll see how that goes. All right. Trevor Lawrence. Touchdown here after Arizona went up 7-0. Beautiful ball to the back corner of the end zone. Tied at 7 as they host the Cardinals. Cardinals trying to be like Justin Tucker and take a 60-yard field goal. But it's short. So Agnew gets this, returns it back. You got linemen and hamburgers and cheeseburgers trying to tackle the speedy Agnew, who takes it to the house 109 yards. Extra point is no good. My goodness, these kickers. All right, so now Jacksonville. Hey, look at this. Another extra point. Another extra point missed. So now instead of being up 10, they're only up 9. And then Arizona would just actually play better football because they're the better football team. James Conner takes it in there. Trevor Lawrence now off a flea flicker. Gets pressure anyway. Throws a pick 6. And Arizona took control here, and Arizona never looked back. They were the better football team. We all knew that, but sometimes anything can happen in the NFL, but not this game. Even though the Jaguars had that 109-yard return, the Cardinals still winners, 31-19 in Jacksonville. All right, the 2-0 Broncos hosting the winless Jets. They go up 7-0. They're up 10-0. Make it 17-0. The Broncos controlled this game the whole way, and Zach Wilson, these rookie quarterbacks are just struggling. They're struggling bad. Zach Wilson there throws it to the other team. He's been full of interceptions this whole season. And then just more of the same. More pressure on Zach Wilson. And even though the Broncos handily win this game, this was more about the Broncos' defense than their offense. The defense just was doing it all, causing turnovers, putting the offense in great field position. That's 2 picks already where they ended up deep in Jets territory. Broncos 26-0 over the Jets. All right. This is the Raiders who throw it to the other team in the first quarter, and the Dolphins return it, and they go up 7-0 to start this game. Remember, Tua did not play. He's out for 3 weeks on IR. So Jacoby Brissett started for them. Jacoby Brissett here hands it off, and the running back takes it all the way for a touchdown. The Dolphins up 14-0 without their starting quarterback in Las Vegas, but this is the turning point of the game. A quick pass out of the end zone that gets stopped. That's a safety. The Raiders add a field goal with their next possession, and then here come back. Touchdown. All right, we got a 14-12 game, and then Derek Carr having a pretty good season for himself here. Fine Hunter Renfrow gives the Raiders the lead, and it looked like the Raiders were about to run away with it. Now they're 25-17, but Jacoby Brissett on the last play of the game pretty much, 2 seconds left, scrambles in. They need the 2-point conversion, though. Brissett finds his receiver on the side of the end zone, and it's a tie game. To overtime we go. Raiders, first possession of overtime. They knock it through with a field goal. All right, they need one stop. And they got a great situation. 4th and 20. Jacoby Brissett almost gets sacked, throws it, gets the completion. And the Dolphins are in business. This sets up this 50-yard field goal attempt, which is good. Tie ball game at 28 in overtime, but the Raiders, at the end of the day, made it happen. Here, the running back takes this into the red zone. That sets up a 22-yard field goal attempt. Daniel Carlson puts it through. The Raiders are 3-0. They're up. They win this game 31-28. All right, the Vikings. My Vikings finally came through. They hosted Seattle, and it did not start off looking good. DK Metcalf, corner of the end zone, touchdown. They're up 7-0, but Kirk Cousins finds his tight end to tie the ball game up at 7. All right, but Seattle, after they added a field goal, Chris Carson takes the handoff. This Viking defense looked weak in the first half. The Seahawks were doing whatever they wanted. But Kirk Cousins, second quarter, comes back, finds Adam Thielen with a beautiful strike right there. And the Vikings at least kept themselves in the game, and now they're down 17-14. The defense would luckily get a stop. Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson right before the half. Great 2-minute drill there. Left the Seattle Seahawks with not much time before the half. And that was huge. Now here the defense. The defense came through. Everson Griffin gets the sack. The defense played like crap in the first half, but they held Seattle to no points in the second half. Got to be proud of that Minnesota defense at least for making up for that horrible first half here. Incomplete pass. Vikings win it 30-17. They at least save off an 0-3 start to start the season. All right, game of the week, Bucks, Rams. And it was advertised as the game of the week, but really, there were better games than this one. It started off good, Rams touchdown, Bucks come back with a touchdown. Here comes Matthew Stafford with a touchdown. His man Cooper Kupp, who's having an outstanding start to this season. And then Deshaun Jackson finds green grass behind the Tampa Bay defense, and I hate this. I hate when they get cocky like this and slow down. I just want him to fumble right there. You got to finish the play. Get in the end zone. All right, especially you, Deshaun Jackson. Barely been playing this season anyway. Yeah, the Rams controlled this game. Every time Tampa Bay would make a little push, the Rams just took control. Cooper Kupp, his second touchdown of the game right there. Brady trying to bring them back. At this point, it's 34-17. He's looking. He gets the touchdown here. And, all right, we're getting a little close, but, not enough time even for the GOAT. Onside kick, and the Rams end up, after it bounced around for a little bit, finally the Rams fall on it. The Rams are winners, 34-24, and they are 3-0. All right, Green Bay taking on San Francisco in San Francisco, and Aaron Rodgers, listen, we should know this. He has a bad week, and everybody jumps on him. The man is an MVP. He knows what he's doing, all right? And the 49ers, as much as they tried to stay in the game, they did play relatively well in the second half, but that first half was atrocious. They needed a great kickoff return to set them up for their first score of the game. Here, at least, the Packers go up by 10. They're up 24-14 on San Francisco, and this is when the Niners did make something happen. They drove down the field here. They get the touchdown to pull within the field goal. The Packers were held to a field goal, and then Jimmy Garoppolo finds his fullback who gets in the end zone, and the 49ers take the lead, but there's 37 seconds left. You should know that's way too much time for the second living GOAT behind Tom Brady, and that's Aaron Rodgers. He finds Devontae Adams, who tried to get out of bounds but couldn't, but they got another play and spiked the ball. Mason Crosby for the win. Got it. Green Bay wins this game 30-28. What a week that was. What a great game that Sunday Night Football game was. And also the Monday Night Football game was just, it was entertaining. It was the Cowboys. You know how Dallas fans are. And the Eagles rivalry game. At this point, I'm still on a high that football is back. So any game that's on TV, I'm going to be excited to see. Even if it's the crappy Jaguars-Bengals game that's coming up on Thursday. Which I'll preview at the end of this. But to recap week 3 and put a close on that, let me just pat myself in the back, because this week on my picks I went 12-3. That's it. I only had 3 losses this week. My 3 losses were the 49ers. I thought they would beat the Packers. However, on the spread, I did have the Packers. So, still lost though. Lost on the 49ers. I also lost on the Patriots. I thought the Patriots were going to play better, and they got smacked. I'm kind of out on them now. I believed in Belichick and believed in them, but not anymore. Not so much with them. And the other loss was the Chiefs, which I thought would take care of business, and they lost to Justin Herbert and the Chargers. Other than that, I swept the whole rest of the field. 12-3 week for me with the spreads. It was 10-5. Like I said, don't follow my spread predictions, but money line predictions, I feel like I'm pretty decent. I don't think I've had a losing week yet, so that's true. Every week has been a winning week for me as far as picking the money line winners. So, regardless, quick recap on what I thought from this week. Justin Tucker, all the other kickers that are missing extra points should be shamed. That should be like a person with a regular job. You need to show up on time. That's what an extra point is you being on time. So good thing I'm not a head coach, because I would make this man kick 100 field goals for every missed extra point, and the whole team has to watch, because that is not acceptable. It's an extra point. Now, if the snap is bad, something is off with the line, there's an awkward pressure coming in from one of the DBs running to block the kick. All right, little things here and there may happen, but when it is executed by everybody else except for the kicker, that's you just parking the car at work. So, not acceptable. Not acceptable. Way too many extra points. I can't believe that still happens. But Justin Tucker is the man. This guy, he better be a Hall of Fame kicker. 66-yard field goal. And the funniest thing is how it doinked in. It just, the drama of it. Detroit comes down. They get their field goal. It looks like they're going to get their first win of the season. But nope. And they had a 4th and 19 set up, and Lamar still found his man. That 66-yard field goal. That's incredible. So, Justin Tucker, good for you. One headline, that was one of them. The next thing I want to talk about is Carson Wentz and the Colts. You're 0-3. I will say this. I know it's way too early, and I thought about this early in the season, and I wasn't planning on bringing it up till way later. But part of that trade with the Eagles was that if Wentz plays 75% of his snaps, they would have to give the Eagles, I believe, a second-round pick as well, or something like either second or third-round pick. Now, I don't know if it has to do due to injury or what, but if I'm the Colts and you lose a couple more games and you're out of it, I mean, at this point, they're not out of it yet mathematically, obviously. There's a lot of football to be left to play. But at some point, if they get pretty behind, you got to think that they'll just, if it has nothing to do with injury, it's just snaps started, I would bench him. I would bench him to salvage that pick that I don't have to give the Eagles because he's not making a difference. I'm sorry. And the Colts just, the defense isn't that good. You know, they had a pretty decent defense the past couple of years, but it's not holding up, and the offense ain't doing it. Wentz got 2 rolled ankles, sprained ankles. Like, it ain't it there. All right. Next headline, the Patriots, obviously, I'm out on them, like I mentioned. But the Steelers, I never thought they were going to be good this year anyway. But Big Ben, I mean, with all due respect to his career, he's had a great career in the NFL. I mean, I'm probably a Hall of Famer. I don't know how they view him in Pittsburgh, but there should be a lot of love for this man. To me, he's the Will Ferrell in the NFL. I don't know why, but he reminds me of Will Ferrell a ton. But at this point, we're not laughing with him like with Will Ferrell in the way. We're laughing at him. I mean, he just looks bad back there. There was one play where he literally took the snap, and it was like, I think, a little shovel pass, and he couldn't even balance himself on his 2 feet. Like, it's sad. It's a sad ending to a career. You know, Drew Brees at least could somewhat play last year, but Ben Roethlisberger looks really bad. If the Steelers had, I mean, any of the other quarterbacks in the league, I think they have a better shot at winning games. And, you know, they go into Green Bay next week. Tough place to play. The Packers are rolling. You get smacked in Green Bay. At some point, you know, it's one guy on the 53-man roster. And if you make that switch to that, you know, from that one guy, it could mean wins for the other 52 guys. So something to consider there for the Steelers. We'll see what happens there. You know, the Raiders, I said this before the week started. I believe in the Raiders. I think there's something about them this year. They're not going to let us down like they normally do. You know, they played the backup quarterback with the Dolphins, but I could argue that Jacoby Brissett is better than Tua. I was never high on Tua, and now he's injured, and I just think that he's a better all-around quarterback. He's, in my opinion, got a better arm. He's got experience. So I think the Dolphins actually, and you know, the line showed it. The gambling line showed it because when Tua was announced out for this game, the money started going on Miami. So that shows that everyone knows, like, this team is better without Tua, which is a problem. Tua wasn't a captain. His teammates didn't pick him as a captain, and he's the quarterback. That's a red flag. And so the Dolphins got to figure that out. Bucks, Rams, honestly, I still think they're two best teams in the NFC along with Green Bay. So nothing to do there. The game was in LA, in the new stadium. It was a big-time event. If that game's in Tampa, I think it goes a different way. So still great teams. Seattle and Minnesota, I mean, Seattle's defense doesn't look good. I know the Vikings offense has been rolling, but they didn't have Dalvin Cook. Alexander Madison came in and had over 100 yards rushing and over 50 yards receiving. So Seahawks defense, and they're, you know, over there back there bickering amongst each other a lot during that game. The Vikings defense didn't look any better in that first half. They look atrocious, but at least they shut down Seattle in the second half, and they need to kind of get their stuff together. They play Cleveland next week, and if you can't stop the run, it don't matter that Baker Mayfield's back there. You're not going to win against Cleveland. So they got to get their stuff together. Green Bay, RELAX, relax. These guys are still the favorite in the NFC North. They're still one of the top 3 teams in the NFC, top 5 in the NFL, in my opinion. You got Aaron Rodgers. You got a chance to win it all every single year. So respect for Green Bay right there. The Mason Crosby coming through. That's what kickers do. That's what good kickers do. So good for them. And this was the other team, like I said, the Cowboys. They smacked the Eagles. They are 2-1, and their one loss was in Tampa opening night. So I believe in the Cowboys. I think they're a good football team this year. I think they're not as, I don't want to say star reliant as normal, but they are a team now. They have studs everywhere, yes. But before it was all about the Zeke show And now there is Zeke. There's also Tony Pollard playing well. They can split carries. Now you got Dak playing like a great quarterback. He's got multiple receivers, not just one guy. It's not just flashy CeeDee Lamb. He's got other guys making plays. And the defense, yeah, they got Trayvon Diggs, who's quite a stud, but they got Micah Parsons, the linebacker. They got guys in that defensive position group that can play. So I believe in the Cowboys too. That's my NFC team that I believe in, and the AFC team is the Raiders. And so overall, fun week. Buffalo coming through, smacking on Washington, and we'll see. Now, real quick, the Bears. All right, Justin Fields obviously struggled big time. All of this, in my opinion, or 80% of it is on the offensive line and the blocking. I get it, and everyone's talking about Matt Nagy should have schemed to help Justin Fields. Correct. However, sometimes it's like when you get when I was a kid and you get Madden, the new football game, and you just want to play it, that you forget about all your other chores that you have to do. And as an adult, you might be excited about a new toy or something, and you got a new car or whatever, but you got one that's got better gas mileage and you're about to do a long road trip. Don't take the new car. You leave the new car sitting at home. I know you're excited about it, but you're going to take the old, whatever it is that gets better gas, and you take that one on the road trip, you come home, and then you can play with the new car. And that's how I feel like it is with Chicago. The fans are also excited, and everyone wants Justin Fields and Justin Fields and Justin Fields. However, Matt Nagy, whether we like him as a coach or not, I don't think he's the best coach in the NFL. Obviously he showed some flaws, but maybe he's a little bit right. Maybe Justin Fields isn't quite ready, and that's why Dalton has been announced the starting quarterback. I don't know all the ins and outs of football, but, he didn't have much time in the pocket. That's why I don't put much of this on Justin Fields. But even the few plays that he did that led to sacks, those are maybe quick decision plays that he has to make, but he might be slow with his progressions. And those are all normal, growing pains as a quarterback. You see all these young guys struggling. Trevor Lawrence isn't doing fantastic. Zach Wilson has way more interceptions than touchdowns this season. So these guys aren't, the high-end draft class that was so advertised before the draft. They're all struggling. Mac Jones isn't doing fantastic either. So to put all that pressure on Justin Fields and expect him to come in and turn the season around, if he's not ready, it's just not it. Maybe the patience. And so, yes, Matt Nagy could have schemed some plays to have the pocket moving, have Justin Fields on the run, to buy him some time maybe to go through his progressions. But also at some point, the kid also needs to be good at being in the pocket. Mahomes can scramble and he can do all that, but he's also great in the pocket. And if Fields is only good on the run, then he's not quite ready. He needs to also establish himself in the pocket and be a good pocket passer also. Again, I'm just saying this, obviously, speaking on the plays where he did have time. And but the offensive line just maybe they just had a bad game. Maybe they come back against Detroit and the offensive line cleans up. They put some more blocking in there and they help Justin Fields by giving him more time in the pocket. But mind you, if that's the case, he's going to have less receivers running routes. So, they might not be as open. And so, a lot to go through there, but, give the kid a break. I think people are giving the kid a break. I'm not saying people aren't. I'm just saying, maybe give him a break by giving him the time needed. He needs that time. And, maybe that's just the case with that. And maybe it's not all as horrible as people are making it seem with Matt Nagy and Chicago. When Dalton's been in there, he's played fine. And the defense has been playing great lately too. So if you got Dalton playing good football and the defense is doing what they do with Khalil Mack and that defense, playing how they played the last 2 weeks, you got a chance to win every single game. So we'll see. I do think maybe at this point, based on what we saw in the last game, Dalton might give them a better chance to win. So if that's the case and you're the head coach, that's who you're playing. But I get it. There's all the pressure. People want to see Justin Fields, but it might just not be the time. Patience. I still believe in Justin Fields. I think he's going to be a good quarterback, but he needs to be a good pocket passer too. So we'll see how that goes. We'll look ahead. Thursday Night Football. We got the Jaguars going into Cincinnati. The Bengals are favored by 7.5. The over-under is at 46. If I'm a gambling man, which I sprinkle small amounts of money here and there. My money line pick is obviously going to go on Cincinnati. I think they're the better football team. I think they're at home. Hopefully I think they can go 3-1. And that's big for Cincinnati, especially Pittsburgh playing the way they're playing. Obviously Cleveland seems like the best team in that division. But Baltimore's also pretty good. But, none of these teams to me seem like a Super Bowl favorite. And obviously neither is Cincinnati. But if you can get to second place in the AFC North and somehow sneak past Baltimore or, Cleveland, hey, that's a huge accomplishment for this season. So this is a big chance for them to go 3-1 at home in front of the fans. However, I'm not liking the 7.5 over a touchdown for Cincinnati. I get it. They've been playing good football, but I don't think they're that good. And Trevor Lawrence, when he has time, has been, pretty accurate. But the problem is when the play breaks down, he's trying to do a little too much, in my opinion. So I will take Jacksonville plus 7.5 if that's the line. And definitely think the Bengals will win. But the over-under, if I had to guess, tough. I'll say over. I think the defenses aren't that good. I was going to say under, but the Cincinnati defense, I think, also can be carved up if the offensive line gives Trevor Lawrence enough time back there. So give me Cincinnati to win this game. It might be like a 30-24 game or something like that. But that's the Thursday night game. I am leaving on Friday for a wedding in Chicago, so I will be away from here. So I will try to come back with another quick show on Thursday, and we'll talk some basketball. The NBA is here. Training camps have begun. Ben Simmons has some drama. Michael Porter Jr. got a max contract. A lot of headlines talk about Kyrie and the vaccine stuff and all these things going on. So we'll do a little basketball show. I'll try to do that on Thursday and then give my picks for the upcoming weekend, even though it'll be a little early for me. I like to wait till Friday to get to see the health reports that come out. But I'll do it on Thursday since I'm leaving on Friday. But should be a fun weekend ahead. And I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Remember to subscribe and like if you can for me. And if you have any comments, please leave those as well. I'd appreciate it. And I will talk to you guys on Thursday.